And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Friday, July 16th edition. And welcome back, everybody. All-Star break in the books. No game on Thursday because Uncle COVID is back. I don't think we'll get the Red Sox-Yankees on Friday either. We'll see how that goes, but not counting on that one. So we should have about 13 games or so to knock out for you on a Friday. There's only 4 totals out there, so we're not going to go over those. There's a lot of pitching questions still in the air, so we're going to go with what we have for now. It's going to be a fun Friday. So check out RotoBaller.com online. Join them there at the premium. Use promo code Bubba to get 10% off the already discounted rest of season baseball package. Where I'll be writing the premium value articles for the day. There'll be a bunch of other great content there, plus all the tools and everything at RotoBaller.com. So check that out. Bench with Bubba episode 386 dropped on Thursday evening with myself and Yancey Eaton as a special guest. So go check that out. We're kind of recapping some predictions we had before the season as we're at the midway point. So talked about those, a little look ahead, some other fun stuff, non-baseball related. So check out Bench with Bubba, episode 386 for some good fun stuff there. And if you like to play DFS, what you do, you like to play some prop bets, what you probably do, go check out Prize Picks. Everybody, it's a great way to play DFS meets gambling. When you create your account and sign up, use promo code Bubba because then it will give you a first-time deposit match up to $100. Go download Prize Picks, use promo code Bubba when you sign up, and get that discount. Lots of fun stuff there. I mention my picks in the Fantasy DGen Slack chat. Other guys do picks in there as well, so come join the fun at Prize Picks and in the Fantasy DGen Slack chat, which is free. All right, 14-ish, maybe 13 games for you on a Friday. Again, totals are out the window right now, so we're waiting on all those. So let's just get at it. It's a great night for pitching. Great night for pitching. It starts with guys like Kevin Gausman at $10,300 at the St. Louis Cardinals. Gausman's been great. One thing we talk about a lot in the chats is pitching's been so bad. I kind of want those floor pitchers, so sometimes we don't have to pay up for pitching. Tonight, some very good floors, and Gausman's one of them. 24 or 25 or more DK points in 4 of his last 5 starts. You can go back as far as 8 of his last 10 starts. He's got a couple 30-pointers in there. His ERA is below 2. He's an all-star. He's been outstanding. He goes up against the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis, good pitcher-friendly ballpark. And it's a Cardinals offense over the last 30 days, not striking out a ton, 17% K rate, but they are hitting 253 with a 152 ice and 100 WRC plus. Their offense has gotten better with limited Ks. I still think Gausman's a very, very solid floor play, but there are pivots if you'd like. But I have no problem playing Gausman at 10-3 if you choose. Brandon Woodruff at 95 is always in play. You can go there. It is Great American Small Park, though, so be careful. You do have a Reds team striking out over 26% of the time the last 30 days, but just be a little bit careful there with the Woodruff and Great American Small Park. One of my top pitchers on this slate is Robbie Ray at $9,300 at home against the Texas Rangers. It's a great spot for Robbie Ray coming off a 7 shutout inning 11K performance his last time out. Ray has been a strikeout monster of late, 6 or more Ks in 4 straight starts. He has 6 or more Ks in 8 of his last 10 starts, 20-plus points in 7 of those starts. He's going 6-plus innings in most of those starts, limiting the damage. And he's not walking guys this year, which has been absolutely outstanding for Robbie Ray. Now he's at home against the Texas team that strikes out 23% of the time versus lefties. They are somehow hitting 325 over the last month versus lefties, a 205 ISO and a 160 WRC plus. That is quite the surprise when you look at the Texas Rangers. Limited action. They haven't placed a ton of lefties, but that's outstanding for the Texas Rangers. So keep that in mind when you go to target them on this slate. But I still like Robbie Ray quite a bit on this one. I think he's outstanding at $9,300. His strikeout rate is tremendous. He's one of my top plays on this slate. I think a nice one to go to because everyone likes the Chicago White Sox offense, and rightfully so, is heating up over the last week or so before the break. Lance McCullers at $9,100. When we're talking floor plays, McCullers brings it. He's got 18 or more points in 4 straight games. He's gone at least 6 innings, or he's gone at least 5 innings in each of those games, 2 home runs or less in each of those games. He has 7 or more Ks in 3 straight games. Strikeouts is the big factor there, which you look at. He faced the White Sox 4 starts ago, 6 innings, 2 earned, 4 walks, 4 Ks for 18 points. The walks got him into trouble. And that does happen with McCullers from time to time. That's been a proven track record there. But it is a White Sox team striking out 22% of the time versus right-handed pitchers, hitting 294, 208 ISO, and a 141 WRC plus versus right-handed pitching. But as I said, good matchup for McCullers. The White Sox were lighting up some bad pitching in Detroit, Cleveland, and some other teams going into the break. So I think McCullers in a good spot, 91. And I don't think he'll be as highly rostered because people see the White Sox and they back down a little bit. So 9K and above, you got Gausman, you got Ray, you got McCullers. I like all those guys. You can go Woodruff if you want. But Ray's my top dog. The numbers with Texas are quite surprising. I won't deny that. I don't see where that's all coming from, to be totally honest with you. I know they've had some very productive hitters of late, but they did face the Tigers a bit, so they got that going for them. But it is a little bit surprising that I still like Robbie Ray a lot. You have Gossman and McCullers, really, really strong plays if you so choose. Minnesota and Detroit is on this slate, but it's a 7-inning doubleheader game. So I will bring up Kenta Maeda for that respect. Maybe he goes CG in this one. He's gone 5 or more innings in back-to-back starts, no runs in back-to-back starts, 7 or more Ks in back-to-back starts. So he looks to be back and in action. And now he's at the Detroit Tigers in this matchup, and he's only $8,700. You know it's a Tigers team you know you can pick on, striking out nearly 26% of the time versus right-handed pitching with a 240 average, 89 WRC plus. So my 8 at 87 is a very nice place. Remember, it's a doubleheader. It's game 2 of a doubleheader, and there's potential rain in the forecast anyways. But my 8 at 87, nice pivot play there. Charlie Morton, 85, is always in play. He's been quality more often than not as of late. And he gets a Tampa Bay offense that you can pick on. They're striking out 28% of the time versus righties over the last month, hitting 217 with a 98 WRC plus, 187 ISO. So they got some power versus righties, not hitting for average and striking out a ton, which bodes very, very well for Morton, who has 7 or more Ks in 5 straight starts. 5 straight starts with 7 or more Ks, and he has 30 or more points in 3 of those 5, 17 or more in 4 of those 5. He's $8,500. Really good spot here for Morton. And as we get to this mid 8K range, it starts to bring into the conversation, why pay in the 9K and above? And that's been the thing we've talked about in the chats over and over again, is why pay for the 9K and above when I can take these chances in the middle? And it's a great argument. Like I love those guys up top. You got Morton 85. You got Chris Bassett at 85 at home against the Cleveland Indians. All-star Chris Bassett, 6 or more innings pitched in 4 of his last 5. 2 earned runs or less in 4 of those 5. He has 5 or more Ks in 4 of those 5, 9 or more in 3 of the last 4. The dude's been absolutely electric. Now you get a Cleveland Indians offense that you know you can pick off, striking out nearly 26% of the time versus righties, hitting 225, 192 ISO, 89 WRC plus. Their stat line over the last month versus righties resembles the Detroit Tigers. So Bassett at 85, very, very much in play at this price point. Tyler Mahle is a decent contrarian play versus Milwaukee, Great American Small Park. Not many will play him. So if you want to be super contrarian, you can go to Mahle. I still prefer Morton or Bassett, but you can go there. Stroman's in play. Pittsburgh just doesn't strike out a lot of guys, or doesn't strike out a ton. So you got that going for you. Like when you look at Pittsburgh versus right-handed pitching, they're up to 21% now, so that's improved a little bit. Still 240, 97 WRC plus. Stroman just hasn't got the strikeouts going. That's the biggest thing. And Pittsburgh, I still don't believe they're a big strikeout team. He faced Pittsburgh his last time out, 5 innings, 3 earned, 5 Ks for 12 points. I'll probably pass again at 79. I'd rather go up to the Bassett, the Mortons, take the chances on the Mahles, or you just save some cash to probably the chalkiest pitcher on the slate. Chalkiest of the chalk is Kyle Hendricks at $7,500 at the Arizona Diamondbacks. This is a ridiculous price point. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, 6 1/3, 2 earned, only 1 K his last start, so only got you 10.9 points. But again, he faced St. Louis. We just talked about Kevin Gossman. St. Louis striking out less than 17% of the time versus righties in the last month. So no surprise there. Prior to that, though, 18 points, 8, 25, 29, 15, 16, 15, 20, 20. Basically 15 or more points in 8 of his last 10 starts. He's going 6 innings and he's gone 6 innings in 10 straight starts, 6 innings or more in 10 straight starts. Just depends if he gets some extra strikeouts or not. That's the difference with him. He's going to go quality starts. So on FanDuel, he's like $9,800. I think it's a sneaky play because no one's going to pay 98 over there. So that's interesting. But on DK at 75, uber chalk, especially against Arizona, striking out 25.5% of the time versus righties, hitting 212, 114 ISO, 71 WRC plus. Hendricks is mega chalk. He's good chalk. I will say if you want to be super contrarian, you make an Arizona stack because everyone's going to play Kyle Hendricks. You can put Hendricks with the big dog in the 9 and 10K range. You can put him with these 8K guys, whatever you want to do. He's a phenomenal play tonight. Going to be chalky, though. But he's one of those, he could be very good chalk at $7,500. Other than that, like Chris Flexen at 69 stands out to me against the Angels at 6,900. Flexen coming off back-to-back 20-plus point performances. He has 20 or more points in 4 of his last 5 starts. He's gone 6 innings or more in 4 of those 5 starts, 1 run or less in 4 of those 5 starts, and 5 or more Ks in 4 of those 5 starts. That's against the Angels, Texas, Colorado, Minnesota. Those were all at home. His bad start was on the road. Well, he's at the Angels on this one. So you got that going for you if you want. At the same time, it's an Angels team that you can 100% pick on, striking out 23.5% of the time versus righties, 259 average, 117 WRC plus. Shohei's great, Walsh is great. You got that going for you, but you got to look into some Chris Flexen at $6,900. Other than that, really nothing to like too much. Like Brubaker's interesting, but just go Flexen at 69. So 9K and above. Robbie Ray at 93. I love those Texas numbers are surprising, though. Very surprising. Makes me kind of want to look into a Texas stack potentially. But Ray's been outstanding at 93. I like that quite a bit. Got McCullers and Gossman up there as well. Then if you get below that, Maeda at 87 and game 2 of a double dip's interesting. Morton and Bassett both at 85 are great plays. And then you got Hendricks at 75. Molly at 82 you can go contrarian with if you want. But mainly if you go Morton, Bassett, Hendricks, they're going to be popular pitchers. So that's the thing. You can throw in some Flexen as well. You can avoid nothing above 85 that way. With Morton, Bassett, Hendricks, Flexen, if you want to throw a Molly in there, you can. But you can go with those 4 main pitchers. Nothing's over $8,500. Get all the bats you want. Otherwise, jump up to a Ray, a McCullers, or a Gossman to have a little fun as well. All right, let's get into the bats on this 14-game slate. You got Salvi Perez versus Aiken. We can go and crush Aiken if we want. Perez is $5,400, coming off that very impressive round 1 of the Home Run Derby. Some cheaper options for you, though. I'm pretending that Boston, New York's not playing. If it does, I'll be in chats all day. If you need to ask some questions on that one, we can. But it's supposed to be Erod. They have Perez. It's all off the board right now. So I'm just pretending that game's not happening. Some cheaper catchers, though, for you. Elias Diaz and Coors and only 41 versus Julio Urias. Diaz is absolutely smoking the baseball, so I don't mind going that direction. Some cheaper options when you go below 4K now. You can look at Dom Nunez and Coors if he gets to start over Diaz, but I think it'll be Diaz with the righty-lefty situation there. Luis Torrens, $3,300 versus Andrew Heaney. I like that one quite a bit. Torrens is crushing the baseball. Gets a nice matchup versus Heaney at $3,300. You got Eric Haas if you want to face Maeda. You can go that direction. Or Robbie Ray at 3K if we are fading Robbie Ray. Jordan Hicks is only 3K. Is a guy to take a peek at as well. And then below the 3K range, like Reese McGuire at 26 versus Jordan Lyles. Definitely has some legs. Jake Rogers is only 26 if you're fading Maeda. Those are a couple guys you can take a peek at as well based on what lineups come out for you the day after we get back from the All-Star break. First base position is going to be loaded. You have Vladito coming off his MVP performance at 64. You got Ohtani at 63 are solid looks for you. Alonso off his home run derby at 6,000. But you can really save some money here. If you want to go Olsen at 53 versus Morgan, that's a good price point. If you're not using Flexen, Jared Walsh is only 51. That's got some appeal to it as well. If you're fading Woodruff, Joey Votto's there, but not sure I'm going that direction. Some cheaper ones, though, if Bumgarner starts. Like I've seen Merrill Kelly, I've seen Bumgarner. This is one of those games I told you there's a handful of teams still haven't committed to who they're using this weekend. If it is Bumgarner, though, Patrick Wisdom, first base, third base eligible at 46 is a nice price tag for the Chicago Cubs. We love targeting Chris Paddock, of course, so Josh Bell at only 44. Nice piece of a stack there. CJ Cron was swinging it pretty well going into the break. He's 44 versus Julio Urias. Rizzo can hit lefties. He's 42 if you do go Cubs stack against Bumgarner, which could be very, very live if that's the way things break down there. If you aren't using Kenta Maeda, Jonathan Scope's down to 3,600 after being mid-5s forever. So that's a nice price tag for Scope. Again, double header, though, so keep that in mind. Some cheaper options for you on this slate, low 3s. You got Ty France at 32 versus Heaney. That could be a play for you. Miguel Sano's only 29, again, double header. But Sano's got that pop, and Matt Manning, not good. So you got that, and Alex Kirilloff's 28. So it's like you're going to want to play the Twins, but it's a 7-inning game. It's Matt Manning. Can they go off in 7? Yeah, they can. So the Twins can be one of those that comes in lower owned because it's a 7-inning game. But Matt Manning's bad enough that you can definitely have some fun on that one. So go get some of that. And we got a nice listener in the chat here just calling me fat ass and stuff. So more power to you, big dog. Go have some fun. So, Kirilloff at 28, you can go that direction for sure. A few others to take a peek at first base. Probably none because our buddy over here is going to have some fun with this. He's going to get axed out of this place. Second base position for you, though. You got Marcus Semien at 55. You're stacking Toronto. He's always in play. Don't mind going Houston versus Dylan Cease. Cease has been very good this year, but that Houston offense, very, very potent. So Altuve at 54. Mentioned Salvi Perez earlier. Whit Merrifield at 53 is an outstanding look for you in this one. So I like him at 5,300. Chris Taylor and Coors at 52. definitely has some legs. Taylor's had an impressive first half, so don't sleep on that one. If you're not using Charlie Morton, Brandon Lau is smoking right-handed pitching. Lots of power going into the break. He's 4,900, but be a nice play there. I like the game stack in San Diego and Washington, so Drake Cronenworth at 47 is in play for you as well. Joey Wendell at 46. If you're going full-on Morton stack, you can, but I'd prefer just to go low. Brandon Lau is a one-off if you want, but Cronenworth at 47 is in play for you. Cheaper options, you can fade Stroman because not a lot of strikeouts, then Mets bullpen. So Frazier at 42. Hampson at 42 is a good price tag versus Urias if you're looking that direction as well. Going below 4K, though, Jed Lowry was swinging it really well. Morgan, somebody we can definitely pick on in this one. So let's go get some Jed Lowry at 3,800. You can go that direction for you. Tommy La Stella's been rehabbing, so keep an eye on him. He should be back pretty soon in another piece of that Giants offense. But again, if you're using Minnesota, Jorge Polanco's $3,200. He's a nice value for you in that matchup if you are going to take the jump and go with some Minnesota in that one as well. Third base position on this one, you have Nolan Arenado, probably not going there, but Rafael Devers, if that game plays at 52, is a great price tag. But Machado at 51, as part of your San Diego stack, is very, very live. Matt Chapman at 5K. Everyone's going to go to the lefties with Oakland, so a nice play by Chapman there at 5K. Jose Ramirez, if you are fading Bassett's in play, but I'm not fading Bassett, so I won't be going that direction. I mentioned Patrick Wisdom at 46. Wilmer Flores is hitting everything, lefties and righties at 45 is a good price tag versus Wainwright. You can go with some Giants if you want. Waino's been limiting the damage, but don't mind some Giants to stay hot, especially a guy like Wilmer Flores at 45. And his matchup, if it is Bumgarner, Chris Bryant's at 43. Really, really good spot for you there. Don't mind that one at all. Some cheaper options for you, though. Below 4K, again, Josh Donaldson's only 39 in game 2 of that doubleheader. Josh Fuentes and Coors, 37, only if you're massively stacking. Don't one off that one. Like Kevin Biggio's only 35, nice piece of Toronto versus Jordan Lyles. I like that one quite a bit, actually. Hunter Dozier, he's been so streaky, so hit and miss right now. Really, really frustrating, but he's swinging it pretty well going to the break. He's $3,300 versus Keegan Aiken. Could be a nice value in that game. That Baltimore Kansas City game is a great value game to go get some exposure to because there should be a lot of offense in that one as well. And then Jake Berger, if you're fading McCullers, is only $2,500, and he was swinging it pretty good, but I don't know if he'll get the start. And then Dylan Moore, second base, third base for Seattle's 24 versus Heaney. Moore's got a good track record there versus Heaney, so he's another guy you could take a look at. Shortstop position, you got Tatis at 61. Wouldn't be shocked if he finds the cheap seats in that one. So we got that going for you at $6,100. Bo Bichette's 56 versus Lyles. If you're stacking Toronto, that's always a good play here. You got Trevor Story versus a lefty and Coors at 54. That's pretty good there. Chris Taylor's only 52. Again, we mentioned him earlier. Dropping down cheaper, though, you got Willie Adames at 45. I mentioned Molly could be an interesting tournament play. We also know it's Great American Small Park. And one thing with Molly, he's either on and gets a lot of strikeouts or he starts walking guys and gets blown up. We've seen both scenarios there. Willie Adames swinging it really well at 45 is a nice look for you if you're going that route. Mentioned fading Bumgarner, Javi Baez at 45 is a good price point as well. Going down below 4K now, you got the likes of Gavin Lux, $3,200 in Coors. He's been horrible, but it's a great price point in Coors if he cracks the lineup there. Jorge Polanco, talked about him earlier at 32. Elvis Andrus swinging a really good bat for Oakland. So if you are stacking up, I mentioned most of the lefties, and then Chapman. Andrus is a nice contrarian one at 32 as well if you're looking to go that direction. Ramon Urias of Baltimore is only 27. He's a good value in that match. I mentioned a lot of value in that game. So Ramon Urias of Baltimore against Danny Duffy is $2,700 and brings a nice price point for you as well. Outfield position for you. I show you Ohtani at 63. Sure. Jordan Alvarez at 58. Sure. You're above 5K. You're probably a damn good bat. You got Mookie Betts at 55. But one of my favorite ones, I'll go back to Juan Soto at 53. I think he's still too cheap. Chris Paddock, we fade and fade and fade. So I like Soto at 53 in that one. Whit Merrifield at 53 also is a really solid play, but he's second base and outfield eligible if you want to go that direction. Brandon Nimmo, probably not paying 51 for him. But Bellinger and Coors at 5K is very intriguing for Sensatella. Bellinger's been a letdown since he's come back from the IL, so you can definitely go that direction if you so choose. But Bellinger at 5K is not a bad look. Some cheaper ones for you. You got Brandon Lau at 49. In his matchup, you got your Yastrzemski if he stays hot. But Joey Gallo hits lefties just fine. So if you are fading Robbie Ray, Joey Gallo at 48 is a very, very solid tournament play in his matchup. Dom Smith at 46 and Brian Reynolds at 46. Two nice plays in their game, respectively, Mets and Pirates. Going even cheaper now, you can look at the likes of Teoscar Hernandez if you're stacking Toronto, but I like Tommy Pham at 43. Really got things going over the last 3 to 4 weeks of the first half of the season. So Tommy Pham at 43 is really, really good. A couple other cheapies, Garrett Hampson at 42. Talked about him earlier. Trent Grisham at 41 is a very, very cheap price tag. He was a lot more than that going into the break. It's Eric Fetty in Washington, good hitters ballpark. So Grisham at 41 stands out. Adolis Garcia at 41 is another one for you in his matchup. Again, the Twins are cheap, most likely because it's a 7th-inning game, but Nelson Cruz is only 41 versus Matt Manning. So Twins are uber cheap if you need to go that direction. You got Mitch Haniger, who's got some real success for Heaney's 4,100. In his matchup, you got Kyle Tucker's only 39 versus Cease. If Cease is off at all, you get that. You can have a ton of exposure in those ones. So don't mind that at all. So some cheaper ones for you. AJ Pollock's only $3,900. Really good price for Coors Field. Michael Brantley's only 38 as another discount. If you are fading Bassett, Franimal's only 38. So he's not a bad play as well. Everyone is all on Michael Conforto right now. He's got to prove it to me right now. If you want to play him in a tournament at 37, sure, it is Brubaker, but man, he had a rough finish to the season, the first half of the season, but everyone's going, oh, he's a second half player, so maybe he's got that going for him. Cedric Mullins at 37. I like that quite a bit against Danny Duffy. Will Myers, if you're going deep in the San Diego stack, you can go that direction. Some other ones, though, as you go farther down in the 3K range, Jake Fraley, probably not unless you're going super deep in the Seattle stack. I'd probably avoid Jake Fraley as well. Peralta versus Hendricks at 31. If you are fading Hendricks, it's a decent value in his matchup. Go 3K and below, though. You got Almonte for Atlanta is only 2,900 versus Waka. You're going to get some outfield value in that matchup. Adam Ingles only 29 versus McCullers. Jorge Soler is only 29 versus Aiken. That gets some nice value. Andrew Vaughn at 28. He was hitting lefties and righties. It is Lance McCullers, though, so be careful. Kirillov's only 28. Guillermo Heredia. So tons of value down here. If you're looking for some. Vidal Brujan's only 26. If he cracks the Rays lineup, that's a nice value as well. Trevor Larnach's only 26 against Matt Manning. You got Santander's only 26 versus Duffy. That's a good value for you. So tons and tons of value as you expect. Max Kepler's only 25 versus Matt Manning. That's uber cheap. Jason Hayward's 24. Might not play lefty, though, so keep that in mind. Robbie Grossman's only 24 versus Maeda. So that's nice and cheap for you. And then you got a few others for you here. Akil Badu's only 23, probably leading off for Detroit. That's a really, really good value. Again, only 7-inning game, though, so keep that in mind. But if you're feeling frisky, really good values in those ones, especially on the Minnesota side of things. David Dahl might not crack the lineup. If he does, though, he's only 21 versus Robbie Ray. That's really cheap. And then one of the better values on the slate, I just don't understand how DK has not raised his price at all. But Ben Gamble's only 2K versus Marcus Stroman. Gamble's hitting everything right now. So that was quite surprising to me as well. So recapping your pitching above 9K, Robbie Ray, Gausman, McCullers in that order for me. But you might not need to go up there because you can go Morton at 85, Bassett at 85, and Hendricks at 75 with Flexen at 69. You can go with those four if you want. You can go Molly to be contrarian if you choose as well. Looking at stacks, Mets and Pirates, there's some appeal, but not a lot to really go to. San Diego, Washington want a full game stack there. Love a targeting Paddock. Targeting Fetty's just fine too. So love a game stack in San Diego, Washington. Texas versus Robbie Ray is becoming more and more intriguing. I like Toronto versus anybody. So Toronto versus Lyles is fine. But Texas could be a nice one, especially if Ray comes in high owned. That's one to keep an eye on. Milwaukee versus Cincinnati. That Minnesota-Detroit game, especially Minnesota against Matt Manning, it's only 7 innings. Let's keep that in mind. Baltimore, Kansas City, full game stack on that one. You're all aboard that train. Giants could be in play. You got Coors Field. Dodgers are very, very live. Don't mind Colorado versus Urias to be different if you want. And then keep an eye on that Chicago Cubs game. If it is Bumgarner, you can definitely go that direction as well. All right, everybody. That'll wrap it up for your first edition of Quick Hits of the second half of the season. Thanks to Nick Proton for being a complete douchebag in the chat. You've been amazing, my friend. I appreciate you. You're going to be kicked out of here for sure, though. So we're going to have some fun with you. My friend, you are gone. All right, so we got him blocked from the account. I hope he succeeded in that regard. With that being said, hope you guys have a great weekend. You can find me on Twitter at BDentric. Come join the Fantasy DJ Slack chat. We'll have some fun there. Come join RotoBaller.com premium access. Use promo code Bubba at 10% off there. And come download Prize Picks and sign up there. Use promo code Bubba as you sign up. Get a first-time deposit match up to $100. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll be back with you guys on Monday. This was MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Friday, July 16th edition. I'm out.